talk.
I was very manipulative.
What did that look like for a woman to be manipulative?
Oh, I'm going to tell you what you want to hear. And I'm going to act like I'm so in love with you. But the truth is, I don't love you, because to love somebody, you have to respect them. Ooh. And respect comes from trust. I can't respect something I can't trust.
Wow.
Right? Oh. And even though respect is given and trust is earned, they go hand in hand. They're in tandem.
Yeah.
So manipulation looks like, nah, the truth is, we're dating and I'm comfortable here, but I know I'm not going to settle here because you're loyal to me, but I'm loyal to myself.
Oh my.
At ease, brothers. Man, I want to talk about something this morning, man. I want to talk about the motives of manipulative women, right? Now, I think it was a shock to some on my last video. I believe it was my last video where I said that 9 out of every 10 women are cheating, right? 9 out of every 10 women are cheating. And as soon as I posted that video, I had some sisters posting saying, oh, this is crazy and all this kind of talk. But as those brothers' comments started coming in, it started confirming what I was saying. Like a lot of brothers on there were commenting from Dallas. And one brother said something like, out of the last 10 or last 12 women I've entertained, sexually entertained, only 3 of them were single. The rest of them were booed up long-term relationships or even marriage, right? Guy after guy was saying the same thing. Like, bro, like that's all you see is women in relationships that want to connect. So, brother, I stand on it. 9 out of every 10 women, man, are stepping out. And one brother said something like, and I know it was coming from love, but he was saying something like, man, like this is crazy. Like this is childish talk to even think something like this. But it's crazy when the Bible talks about the virtuous woman being so rare. So rare. But when I say 9 out of 10 women are stepping out, it doesn't make sense. It's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing, man. So today, man, I want to talk about a lot of the reasons or a few of the reasons why, the motives of these manipulative women, right? Now, let me say this first, man, because I'm all about accountability. A lot of times when women start moving in a sour way or women start being sneaky or women start cheating, we got to take accountability, man. A lot of times it's because us as men are moving different or lacking in some area. Last night in the Power Circle, man, we had a good talk about 5 things that every man should know about women. And we uncovered a lot of things that men do in relationships that make a woman come out of that feminine energy and make her start, kick on that hypergamous switch again, right? So sometimes it's that. But a lot of times, and what I want to talk about today is, it's just a lot of women that are on the level up. A lot of times, when you talk about women that are being manipulative, they're simply trying to level up, brothers. So let's start with the lowest level, man. And the lowest level, man, can almost be seen as innocent, right? The lowest level of how women, their motives of manipulating is simply for validation. Simply for validation. And of course, that can be a very toxic conversation. But on the lowest of levels, man, sometimes a woman can be manipulative just for energy. Just for energy. Like I have this one ex of mine, right? We dated some years ago, man. We had a good bond. But when we stopped talking, man, we stayed friends. We connected every once in a while, had phone conversation. And every once in a while, when she goes through a bad relationship, she'll hit me up, whether it's a text, whether it's a call, and we may talk for a few days. We may talk for a week, and we may just be kind of sharing some old feelings, sharing some old pictures, sharing some old stories. She just wants that validation. She just wants to hear like, yeah, you still fine, you still looking good, just to get that energy, just to come out of that funk she's probably in. So to me, man, that's one of the most innocent ways where a woman can manipulate. And I say manipulate because there's some back and forth conversation. There's some talks about, hey, maybe we can hook up and maybe we can hang out. And it's just it's a game being played. But at the end of the day, man, it's all for energy, right? Same token, man. You got women that have these work husbands. You got women that are in long-term relationships. You have women that are married. and they're going to work and they're fixing their hair a certain way. They're wearing certain clothes just because they know that Jethro in the corner cubicle is going to say something every time she walks by. You know what I'm saying? Or they know just that the men are going to make certain comments every time she comes in the office. Now, a lot of times she has no intentions, has no desire to really hook up with these guys, but she likes that energy. Maybe husband at home is working overtime. Maybe he's tied up with the project or whatever. And now she just kind of wants that extra energy. She doesn't want to act on it. She just wants a little validation. And I'm not saying that's the healthiest of things, but it's an innocent form of manipulation, right? I have this neighbor of mine, and man, I guess last summer, man, she was a pretty good sized lady, man, pretty lady. And I saw her getting out walking, getting out jogging, doing some, and I would compliment her. I might be out there washing my car or just messing around in the yard. She would come out with a little fitness outfit on. And I'd be like, what you doing? Like you looking good. You losing weight, give her a thumbs up. And I could just see her glow, man. And I would see her coming out there every few months, man. I would say that, right? And I saw her, this haven't been 2 weeks ago, man. I saw her out there the other day, man, and she was slim, face slim and everything else, man. And I said, what are you doing? And she had that same glow. And she said, it's called divorce. And I said, oh, snap. And I cut the conversation out right there, man. I said, because this conversation goes any further than this, it might end up in a different way, So I was just like, gave it a thumbs up. But she just likes that validation. Even when she was booed up with her husband, it wasn't no harm, no foul. I was just like, you looking good. So on the lowest of levels, man, women will manipulate, and I use that word loosely in that scenario, just to get validation. But the second tier is when it starts to get a little different, man. Like women will start manipulating you on the second level to use you as bait. Women will manipulate you a lot of times to use you as bait to level up. I remember I used to go to the, I haven't probably been in maybe 3 years, man. I used to go down to the Keys every summer, man. I would go down to Florida Keys, go to Key Largo and do some deep sea fishing. And the first time you go out deep sea fishing, man, you go out maybe, 200 yards, 300 yards, and you shut the boat down and you're getting all this bait. You putting them in nets, you're doing all this kind of stuff. And the first time I went, I'm like, man, this is going to be some good eating. Like these fish aren't that big, but it's a gang of them. Like, we can fillet these things up. And they were like, no, this is the bait. Like we're using this to get the big fish on out there. You got to understand, man, a lot of women use manipulation to use you as bait to get a bigger fish. You know what I'm saying? And it's different now with social media, man, because social media makes it a lot easier. In my mind, I can imagine, when I say use you as bait, I can imagine a long time ago, pre-social media, a woman may, walk with you at school, just to kind of show other guys that, hey, you know what, somebody's checking for me. Or a woman may even go out on a date, hit the hot spot with you just to kind of be seen out in public with a guy showing her attention in hopes of getting a bigger fish. But now with social media, man, it's a little bit different. Now a woman can post a thirst trap and it's automatic. She can post a little skin. She can post a little ass. She can post anything, man. And you're going to have a number of men that are minnows in her world. You're going to have a number of men coming on there every day saying the same things. Oh, you look beautiful. Oh, I want to marry you. Oh, I call them the bathwater drinkers, the BWDs. Oh, I want to do XYZ. And the thing is, when I say manipulation, because that woman may post a picture saying like, oh, I'm just waiting on my Prince Charming to come. Where are all the good men? When really whole time these guys comment on her videos have absolutely no chance, brothers. Have absolutely no chance, and they have no idea. They're minnows. She's using you as bait. She's using you for the guy scrolling through, seeing all this validation, saying, "Oh, like she must be popping. There must be something good about her." And I'm gonna say this: the guy that's normally smashing, or the guy she's normally talking to, or in a relationship, he's not even in the comment section, bro. He may like a few of her pictures, man, but this brother's he's not even playing that game because he understands that, hey, these are a comment section full of minnows, man. So a lot of women will use men or manipulate men in that way to level up. To level up, man. Also with social media, another way women will manipulate men, same manner, women will take that another step, man, and even date some of these guys. Like a lot of women will use you as bait to promote a lifestyle around herself to get a bigger fish. In other words, you're the man that's taking her out to the dinners. You're the man that's taking her to the Bahamas. You're the man that's taking her to all these, special events and concerts so that she can present a lifestyle so that a man that's on a different level can say, okay, you know what? Well, she moves like that. She must be on my level. So now let me go ahead and shoot my shot. So going back to what I was saying, a lot of women use that manipulation, man, just to use you as bait, brothers, in order for them to look bigger in life so they can, catch bigger fish. But the third part is what I really want to talk about, man, because it's by far the darkest. It's by far the darkest, man. And I feel like a lot of women use manipulation or their motives for manipulating men is to build a kingdom for another man. To build a kingdom, to build another man's kingdom. I'll say it like that. A woman will manipulate a man for the sole purpose of building another man's kingdom. It's dark, bro. Now, the thing about this is, for a woman to do that, that man she's manipulating has to be fully invested. Like she can't call this kind of play strictly on the energy of guys in the comment section. This guy that she's manipulating, he has to be in the long way, whether it's a long-term relationship or a lot of times even marriage. And the reason I say he has to be fully invested is because the amount of energy it takes for her to transfer to actually go to another situation is a lot of energy. So that man has to be invested, paying the bills, giving her gifts, taking her on trips, doing all these things, showing her love, strictly loving energy, right? And what she's doing is building another man's kingdom, man. You got to think about this, bro. You got to think about, I really want you to think about this, man. There are a lot of men in situations where they're going to work every day. They're coming home. They're taking care of the family. They're pouring into the wife. They're doing all the right things as they're supposed to. But what's supposed to be happening is that woman is supposed to be pouring that energy back into you. Like that's what the union is. But what that woman is doing is taking this energy, taking this light, right? And instead of reinvesting it in you, she's going and now she's going off and giving it to another man. But the thing you got to understand is, like when I talk about that light, it's still for the level up. It's still hypergamy talk. You got to understand, when you're pouring this energy into a woman, like a woman is actually glowing. A woman is actually becoming a better person. She's becoming more attractive. She has that light energy on her now. So now when she goes out into the streets and she's shopping for a man, she's actually shopping with your energy. She's actually looking better with your energy. She's actually being able to pour into another man with your energy. You got to understand, this is common, man. But I'll tell you this: one way you can tell that this is happening is your wife will break patterns. Even the best of the best can't maintain this forever, man. Like if your woman or your wife has always been cooking meals for you and always been sexing you down on the regular, or always been giving you certain kind of quality time, or always been massaging your back when you get off work, and you find that that's tapering off over time, like, yeah, life happens. Yeah, people get used to each other. But when it tapers off so hard, you got to understand that woman is still doing something with that energy. And I'm going to tell you, man, there are a lot of women building other men's kingdom, pouring energy into another man. Like it's a real thing. I'll even say it like this. You can have a man that's moving solid. He's focused. He's aware. He's high vibrational, pouring into a woman, and she's pouring into a different man. And this is this thing right here, man. You got to understand that when you do that, your world is getting ready to start crumbling. And like I'm always talking about, man, like if a man understands the creation process, if a man understands who he is, if a man has balance, if a man has that connection with source, he's found the kingdom, and he's living his life as an alchemist as he should, knowing how to create. If things aren't panning out, bro, you have to understand there's a hole in your bucket. You have to understand that energy is going somewhere else. I mean, you can sit there and scratch your head for a minute, man, but the laws are the laws. The spiritual laws and the earthly laws are the laws. If you do a certain thing, you have to get a certain result if you stay true to it. So if you're staying true to something and the result is not coming, that energy is going somewhere because that energy is flawless. So that energy is going somewhere, man. And speaking on this from the other end, like I've been in situations before, not with like married women. I would never entertain a married woman, but I've entertained women before, man, that love the guys they were with. That you know, you would see them on social media, and this is bae, and this is Valentine's, and da 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 da, and this future hubby, but at the same time giving me the energy that and it's a dark thing I'm talking about, man. Giving me the energy that her man is giving her. Again, this is the older version of soul. But what you don't understand is it's really just spiritual pimping, bro. And I'm speaking from the other end of it now. It's spiritual pimping because what that woman doesn't understand is once a man sees her in that light, it's a slim chance that he's going to ever bring her on, one. But at the same time, when a man is moving in that energy, if he has a woman coming in his energy, giving him energy like that, he probably has at least 2 or 3 other women. So when you speak on it like that, man, you can kind of just see the whole spiritual pimping game. And then, of course, now we're getting to that's Jezebel talk. That's a whole nother level of talk when you really talk about that spiritual pimping. But it's a dark thing, man. I don't even want to go there on this video. All I'm saying, man, is that women can be manipulative, but you got to think you got to understand that it's for certain reasons. When they're being manipulative, man, at the end of the day, man, it's all about the level up. It's all about the level up. But going back to what I said a second ago, the primary way you can tell if your life, if you're a woman is giving your energy to somewhere else, is simply look at your world. Simply look at your world, man. Simply observe the fruit of your labor. Simply observe the cracks in your foundation. You know what I'm saying? Simply observe what's taking place. Because if your world is crumbling, man, like I say, man, it's somewhere there's a hole in your bucket. Somewhere some other man is thriving off of your energy, brother.